took at the international school in Chisinau. So we went there and we were able to sell handmade goods that our organization has made. So if you want to go to the next slide. I started learning how to sew. YouTube has been my best friend. And through that, we've made different bags, purses, small handmade goods, and been able to sell them at local high schools. So the international school, a private Romanian-speaking high school, and then a public school. And everything we do is donation-based. So we say whatever your heart desires. You can buy these greeting cards. You can buy these bags. And it's donation-based. So the next slide is just a picture of a card one of our 6th grade girls made that we sold at one of the schools. So this has been a small initiative that we have spent a lot of our time doing to bring in a little bit of local money, to give people in the States who maybe are already supporting us a different way to give, a different way to support. They can receive something in return. And then it's also an advocacy effort, so that people can hear about the kids in Chisinau, Moldova, the kids that are in these institutions. They can see the beautiful things that these kids can create, and the kids also can see that they're capable of creating beautiful things. The state does a good job of making sure that they have what they need, so they receive a lot. A lot of sponsors come and give them candy and shoes and food, and we want to show these kids that you don't have to just receive, you can create too, you can produce, you can make. So that's been an endeavor that we started in the past year that is moving slowly and steadily, but we're really excited about it and enjoying doing it. So.
And the final project that we want to talk about today is our health and hygiene program. We've been at the school where we're working for about 3 years, and at the beginning we started noticing some of the issues in the children who come to our program. I didn't mention that there are actually 60 of the 170 children in the school who come to our program on a daily basis. So we started noticing some of these problems, as well as just general hygiene issues. And we were in these classrooms running the after-school program, and we noticed that a certain kid couldn't go into the game room where we had them take their shoes off because his feet weren't washed. And so we're filling up buckets of water and running back and forth and trying to supervise these kids, and it just wasn't working out. And so we realized that we needed to hire someone to take care of these kids' hygiene and health problems. And so about a year ago, we came before your Rotary Club and we presented our need. We wanted to hire someone. We found a woman named Natalia, who is a doctor. She's actually a dermatologist, and she came to serve as a medical assistant for us. We wanted her to investigate each child's medical problems and to consult doctors as needed. We also wanted her to teach lessons about a healthy lifestyle to our kids. So we asked for a sum of $2,000, which would pay her part-time salary for 1 year. Okay, so Natalia came on staff 1 year ago, and she wrote her objectives for the program for the year, and they were as follows. She wanted to see less lice in the kids. She wanted to see clean hands, feet, noses, and ears. She wanted to see washed hair, clean and cared for clothing. She wanted to teach the kids how to use soap, shampoo, toothbrush, toothpaste, toilet paper, feminine hygiene products, and she wanted to teach them how to maintain a clean living environment. These things may seem really simple, really basic, but when you're looking at kids who are institutionalized, who have no parents, no caregivers to teach them these really basic but necessary things, it was necessary for us to have someone to teach these skills to the children. And so Natalia, this past school year, worked on a consistent one-on-one basis with 11 children. And so they were coming to her classroom every day, and she was working on these skills, cutting their fingernails, giving them a bath, washing their feet, really basic stuff, checking their heads for lice. Okay, so at the end of the school year, what have we seen? What has she accomplished? Natalia said these kids have clean clothing. A lot of the children learned how to use detergent. So they've learned to wash their clothes by hand or to use the washing machine. We do have a washing machine. She's seen improvement in their personal hygiene. She's seen less lice. And one of the things that Natalia did was coordinate with the washroom in the school. So on the days that she checked heads for lice, she made sure that that child's bedding was changed on the same day, which was a real problem because obviously you'll get infested again if the bedding isn't changed. Children learned how to use these different hygienic tools that I mentioned before, and they've learned how to sweep and mop and to kind of keep their rooms clean. In addition to these things, Natalia attended to basic medical needs on a case-by-case basis for all of the kids who came to our program. And a few times she accompanied kids on a visit to a dentist or the ophthalmologist or whatever the need was. She was willing to go out and make sure that that kid's need was taken care of. And in addition to this, she taught hygiene lessons to all of the groups of kids, to all 60 kids who came to our program. In the fall, she just taught lessons on general personal hygiene, and in the spring, she taught about proper dental care. And I want to close with the story of a little girl named Yulia. She came to our program a couple of years ago. We met her when she had just come to the school, and her story is that she was found in a forest. She was living with her mother and her mother's boyfriend, actually. And she came to the school. She was extremely shy, just really, really young. I think she was maybe 7 years old at the time. Wouldn't look up in your face. She would look at the ground, shoulders hunched over, didn't interact with the kids, didn't laugh, didn't smile. But we all just fell in love with this little girl, Yulia, at the beginning. And Yulia had some challenges, some hygiene challenges, and I remember our coworker Annie talking about the first time she and Adriana, our executive director, clipped her nails. I think they used paper scissors to clip her nails, and they cleaned her nails, and they washed her feet, and they just talked about the sense of dignity that that gave to Yulia, maybe the first time in her life that someone had cared for her in such a loving way. And since then, Yulia has just blossomed. She's now laughing, she's smiling, she looks in your eyes, she talks incessantly. She's doing really, really well. She's learned how to read and write. We're just so proud of her and the way that she's grown and blossomed at our after-school program. Yulia was one of the 11 children that worked really closely with Natalia. And so we've seen really concrete changes in her life, her sense of dignity and self-worth, and just being able to care for herself in a proper way as a human being is something that we're so thankful for. And so we want to say a big thank you to your Rotary Club for the money that you donated, for making this possible, for making a difference in Yulia's life and in the lives of the rest of these children. So thank you. Thank you very much.